27,539 area is not off limits. Now, as we go across, could it be 26,000 at the 200-day? Absolutely. But, you know, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky to get up there. The longer we stay down here, the harder it is to get back up there. I still think it's possible. I think it's possible to at least hit 25.5. And I'll continue saying that until this breaks down. But I just know that this is the trap the market. I know what I'm seeing. I've seen this before in other markets. Crypto has never seen what it's about to face. Crypto has only been around when the government pours money into the markets. Especially with all these altcoins. What happens when the government starts to pull back like they're going to start and crypto starts acting like a risk asset? It's not going to be pretty, folks. We got the DXY that is trying its damnedest to turn this around. And if you're in crypto going long, you better hope it doesn't pull one of these. You know, and it pops up real quick. I'm not... Let's take these EMA ribbons off and let's see what we got going on with DXY. Because the DXY, if you don't know, is 100% directly correlated, kind of like a cheat sheet with if crypto is going to go up or down. If the DXY is pumping, crypto's crashing. DXY is crashing, crypto's pumping. So at a certain point, the DXY is going to give up, and it's going to allow crypto to pump. Risk assets, but the problem is it's not guaranteed. The only thing guaranteed to pump when the dollar crashes is gold and silver. When it's going up, it tanks, and you guys have seen it in the precious metals market, commodities market. So Bitcoin, if it gets rejected here on the 20-day, I mean the DXY, you would legitimately come down to about 105.26. Not much of a room from here, but if you can get on top here, you've already got it set up for a run. You've got all the check boxes right here. 20, nice even space below the 50, check. 50 below the 100, check. 100 with a nice space below the, check. And then the 200 nicely above, check. I mean, these are all what I look for. Look how this is sectioned off. And this isn't everything, but when I'm looking at a technical trader who's going to use EMA lines, who's going to use just the indicators as a whole, instead of using more of the patterns or drawing them out, because not everybody can draw patterns like me, and I acknowledge that. So they're going to look for a targeted area right now. They're going to bias or put a short in right now when it gets rejected on the 20-day. So now everybody who put a short in thinks they're doing okay. But this could be a case where it comes down here, bounces on it finally, and then goes up. Once it gets on top of here, you got a ball game, at least up to get rejected. Because what we haven't done is, see how we have this nice little parabolic move up here? We came all the way down, but what we haven't done is retest any of these resistances. So we did come all the way up here and retest this, but now the logical would be to test 106.20 approximately. So that's what I'm looking at with the DXY, and if that plays out, you'd have a nice little drop in crypto if it actually played up to 106.20 again. And then another thing that's directly linked is the Dow S&P, and this is about to lose the 20-day support on the 30-minute. We're going to see how it opens tomorrow, but that's a bearish candle to end the day, so that's a reversal candle. So it's going to be a very, very tricky time when the Dow opens tomorrow. Total crypto market cap's at 1.056 trillion, and being at 1.056 trillion, it presents us an opportunity here. The problem is that the opportunity hasn't come yet, I don't think. If you look at all of these, it's just like I talked about earlier, when the 200 is not lined up, you see how the DXY was lined up beautifully for a move back up? The crypto total market cap is lined up beautifully for a move down, so that the 50 can stay maintained, the 200 will continue to float up, and the 100 will float into its position. Right now, you check 20 over the or under the 50 with space. Check 50 under the 100 with space. 100 under the 200 with space. X. 200. It's not lined up yet. So right now, just an anomaly. If you're looking at this as a technical trader who doesn't understand pattern recognition, just from a standpoint like that, you're looking for anomalies. Now, if you don't understand how to draw charts or understand patterns, what we are looking for is anomaly now. If you're looking at it from a analytic standpoint, your anomaly right now is the 200 should not be flipping the 100 right now. It's unacceptable, which means we likely have a move down, and this is a fake out. We probably capped any upside here at the 200 day. It's not guaranteed, and it doesn't always work, but it's a good rule of thumb right now. So we're going to find out very quickly what plays out. But if you see a rejection at 1.052 trillion, that's a big sign that we're about to move down. Now, I want to ask everybody who's watching, does that help with that explanation of what I was talking about? I want to make sure that you guys are on the same page. So let me go through the comments. Lanham, welcome in. Sean Crothers, welcome in. And thank you for the monthly donation, my man. I don't want to say how much, but Sean sends me every single month. He sends me one donation. And he always sends a message of appreciation and just, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to share what he's saying, but it's very generous. And let's just say it would cover a legendary monthly membership. But he sends it every month because he wants to show his appreciation. Lana, welcome in. Jack Ribs, yo, yo. It's always lit here, my friend. Always lit here, Jack. Matthews, welcome in. It is good to be back. Good to be back. Summer, welcome in, love. It's definitely great to be back. I had a few days out with Julie, which was nice. For the first time in 4 years. Scrooge crossed over from YouTube. I appreciate that. Yeah, Sean, I did a half hour I'm going to be doing on YouTube from 7:30 to 8 now. Before I come on here. Drock, welcome in. Woodpile, welcome, welcome. And thank you, Woodpile, for the 200 bits starting it out right. Or no, that was last time. That was ending it right last stream. I apologize. But thank you, Woodpile, for the 200 bits last stream, ending it right. Monsieur Ali, thank you for the 100 bits tonight. You started it off right. I really appreciate that. Tanya, for clarification, welcome in, love. XDC Network has features like smart contracts that allow impels API software to send ISO 20022 financial messages with optional collateral via digital assets like XDC, XBTC, and XUSDC. Excellent. 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 Woo. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for that news. Yeah, XDC definitely did. I got to talk more about XDC. That's why I brought it up, XDC's chart in the YouTube. JW, welcome in. The Simpsons and a toke. Ooh, speaking of a toke, I do have half a joint left, so I will spark it up with you guys. Scrooge, I'm glad it helps. I'm trying my best to put this information out the way that I can see fit without fudding it up. So that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin. So we're going to see if we can get over here, if this is in fact going to roll down and allow the 200 to break. That's the thing. We have an anomaly where it looks like it wants to go up, but in all reality, it looks like it might be capping its upside right here. It did make a move up to 23,447. But, I mean, we really need to discuss here if there's an opportunity to go short here. Or if this is something legitimate. Look at right here. Like, maybe this is an anomaly that we had a nice drop here. And it's either we're about to crash or this is about to pump up a little bit with XRP. I mean, and everybody's like, oh, that's a 50-50 explanation. Yes. Yes, I acknowledge it's a 50-50 explanation. But the problem is you got me by the grotesques here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you have got me by the grotesques, and you're not squeezing softly, and it hurts. So, unfortunately, we don't know what the hell is going on here. We don't. Until this pattern finishes dicking around with us, and this is what might be happening with XRP in the immediate short term. If you try to break it down, this is kind of an ascending triangle, but these are bearish reversals at the top. If you don't break out of the ascending triangle, then it just reverses back down, and this could be a head and shoulders, a gigantic, magnificent, all enticing. I'm topping reversal here, ladies and gentlemen. For the record, BitBoy Crypto has been talking about the ISO coins, which means they'll probably go to zero before anything good happens. Yeah, he's a douche. He's a douche, BitBoy. He's a big fudster, and he perpetrates bullshit, and it makes it a lot harder for the retail investors to actually invest in something. When he starts speaking of it, expect a dump. He gets paid a lot of money to advertise the bullshit. And I've shown that on good authority, what I'm talking about, in my YouTubes over the last 18 months. He gets paid a boatload of money by advertisers to basically get you guys to lose. So I know you're just fucking with me, but anybody who actually follows that, religiously, just be careful there. Be careful. Man, we are boxed in here. We really are boxed in here in the XRP. We are boxed in here in a weird area. So we're watching this ascending triangle play out. But the uptrend right here in the immediate short term that we've created, it's actually up here. The higher low, higher low. We break this, we come way back down to 33.8 immediately. 100% definitely. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I've really missed this, and I miss being on my YouTube updates and everything. I really missed it. I did a couple updates today on YouTube, but not having the live streams on Twitch and not doing like 6 updates a day on YouTube sucked. Today I think I've done 4 plus the live. But you're not going to find any more dedicated than I am. I guarantee it. So that's what we're looking at here. And you see how it's kind of pulling down? We got to get out of this area, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very critical 30-minute candle. We've got to get out of this area. Got to get out of this area. Man, it's really got to get out of here. All right, so now what I want to look at real quick. Well, first we're going to look at XLM. But XLM is on the wrong side of history right now, ladies and gentlemen. It cannot get back on top of that uptrend, and that's dangerous. Very fucking dangerous. Very dangerous. And we got a lot of things converging right now. So, if we do lose this, then we're going to have a nice drop here. And it kind of looks like we're rounding the top. Good evening, Red Wire. Welcome in. I really appreciate you tuning in. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. I really can't. Yo, yo, I know about J-Ride was in my YouTube live as well. I really appreciate you, my brother. And 100 bits. I am so blessed. So we're trying to hold this 11.8 on XLM, but I'm going to show you what we could technically be in. Waving back at you, Defolate. I really appreciate your continued support. And then also the back and forth, you know, in between these lives. You've been a real big part of my audience, and I appreciate it. Like actually helping people and putting out real information, and that means a lot. Not FUD. So that's basically the short term. Since we fell out of that uptrend, we've created a symmetrical triangle. A slightly ascending, but I would say mostly symmetrical. Yeah, I'd say mostly symmetrical is a fair statement. It's a little ascending, I guess. You want to be anal about it. So the resistance point could be 11.96, but this is all jacked up. This is all jacked up right now. We technically have made a last-ditch hold effort, but without any kind of volume, this is going to roll down at least back to the symmetrical support at 11.6. Breaks the symmetrical support. That's when we have a doozy. That's when we have a doozy. We already have enough evidence here to mark out a technical drop point. Assuming that we break down instead of up. If we break up, your estimated targeted move on a break up would be approximately 12.3. But if it plays true, and let's just say we could do it right here. We'll give you 2 targets. 1, it falls through here, and that becomes the resistance point before fall. Or 2, it becomes a 20-day rejection, and then it kind of just floats through. So that's what I would let you guys see. I would say, because even if you came down here, you could say, oh, well, this pattern just fills out, and eventually, and on August 2nd, it would get us to about here. And then you could say you had a drop off, and that could get you the 11.22 section. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not an example, by the way. I don't make market movements on stomach movements, please. Yeah. Hey. Right on. So that's what I would have you guys look at with XLM. Straight up. That's what I'd have you looking at. So real quick. No, we can't go to the news yet because DGB I also wanted to take a quick gander at because I love DGB. See, the 20's crossing the 200 now. Like we need to finish this divergence. We need to finish this cross. The price action isn't finished. Even though it would suggest we could roll back up, I think the 200-day rejection here, and then let the 20 and 50 roll past the 200 and let this come down properly. This needs to come down properly. all of crypto seems like it needs to come back down properly, which means my question to all of you is this an opportunity to short the market in your opinion? Is this an opportunity to just sit back, relax, and do absolutely nothing? Because the true uptrend right now, believe it or not, on DGB, you always have the X marks the spot situation, but if it were to break down to here, you'd have about 1056 approximately. So that's what we're looking at. That's what I'm feeling. And the way to tell if this actually breaks down instead of breaking up with DGB, I'm not going to say it's the most confluent way, but what I am going to say is if you don't understand technical analysis, this is the best way. Even if you do, if you know what you're looking at, this is also a great way. But now we have to project that this 200-day is in fact going to be the rejection point. We don't know yet. That's why doing it like this, if you don't understand what you're doing, is a problem. But what I like to do, all right, just get above that and then maybe I'll buy. Just get above that and hold that as support and maybe I'll buy, right? If not, we already know this is getting squeezed and we're coming back down here to 1124. I already don't like the way this looks with that very low volume. But if somehow this could play up as a mini bull flag and then maybe come up and get a rejection here, this is going to be that overwhelming downtrending resistance. So that's what I'm seeing for DGB. We pull it out like that. There's a lot of shit going on, but if you pay attention in the segments, you have to pay attention to the whole thing. Now, the problem is, the one good thing is DGB broke up for some of you. The bad news is I might have mismarked it and it might have been a 100-day rejection instead of right at the formation. Because we never know. We don't know where it's going to end up. So I can give you two targets. One, on a breakdown, you're more than likely looking at 00527. On this segment, on a break up, we already know. On a break up, this would be the lowest point, which means DGB on a break up would be almost coming up to 2 cents. And that would absolutely fill out a cup and handle here. So that's why I'm saying these markets, very tricky. It's going to lose a lot of people a lot of money unless you completely understand the fundamental moment you're in within the pattern or understand the fundamentals. If you don't, this is a death trap for anybody who's just an average trader. Look at that 1 minute. We're already breaking down in the 1 minute, which means in the 3 minute we're probably coming up to a key. Yes, we are. In the whole market, what we've been talking about since the start of the class is we've been looking to see if we get a rejection here. This is the opportunity where if this plays true, this is an opportunity. But it's going to be tricky. Just curious what everybody thinks. Hi, John Malikovich's position. I think it's worth some shorts, but very dangerous. Yep, exactly. AGIX, where the hell is Sniper? As in, the old Sniper, the old fan of the show. But AGIX, welcome. So let's get into the news now. It's already 8:35. I can't even believe that. We got to do some news. Let me light this half a joint finally. But if you're new, make sure to join here on Twitch. And then also, if you're not used to or accustomed to my YouTube, make sure to join the over 12,300 subscribers on YouTube by clicking on my Twitch partner links. Holy crap, Sniper. That's what I thought you were alluding to that. Welcome back, my friend. Holy smokes. It's been a while. This is the guy who turned me on to AMP. Actually, a lot of different things. But mainly AMP was a big one that he was a part of and made a lot of money. Very, very loyal. He's been here since the beginning. So welcome in. And I mean the beginning of YouTube. So let's see some news here. Proof of stake. Hold on, I gotta grab a lighter. This damn thing died. back of my head. Sorry about that. So, here's something interesting. So this is the only thing really we're going to go through the news. So I don't think you've seen my last comment before you took a break. Remember when you called JP Morgan, I say if you can call them and get them to say Tom's Army, I will again. Oh, I do remember. I didn't see you just say that, though. I do remember you saying that, though. I need to do that. I really need to do that. I will. That would be awesome. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. I really am. About J-Ride, thank you for those 100 bits. I don't think I thanked you. I really appreciate that. Tanya Love, oh my God, I would love to do that. So, I think it'd be epic. Let me like this and then we're going to go through this. And I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. Usually when I get to the news segment, some people leave. But hey, your loss. And then I go back to the charts anyhow. So, really your loss. So, proof of stake would kill Bitcoin, and maybe that's the idea. Proof of stake in Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin should not abandon its tried and true consensus mechanism for one that has not had 14 years of battle testing, says Rick Delaney, senior crypto analyst. It's been a couple of months since Ripple and Greenpeace and a handful of other environmental organizations showed they have no clue why Bitcoin is special. Announced in March 2022, the Change the Code, Not the Climate campaign attempts to pressure influential Bitcoiners into supporting a switch from the energy-intensive and proven proof-of-work consensus mechanism to the still experimental proof of stake. To justify its existence, the campaign leans heavily on the Ethereum's ongoing transition to proof of stake. And as the day Ethereum's miners switch off for good approaches, it's a given that the anti-POW crowd will ramp up its pressure on Bitcoin. Proof of stakes versus Bitcoin proof of work. Boiled down, the rationale is if Ethereum can do it, so can Bitcoin. Yet this misses the point entirely. Above all, Bitcoin supporters value its predictability and adherence to sound monetary principles. All of that becomes suspect if fundamental changes are made to its code base. Much has been written about POS and POW, so proof of stake and proof of work, and their trade-offs. While some claim POW offers a more insurmountable security, others claim that POS achieves the same at a fraction of the energy consumption. The debate rages on, and I'm not going to rehash the arguments here. Instead, I'd like to focus on more fundamental to why POS is a ill fit for Bitcoin and its value proposition as the planet's soundest money. God, I hate when they always say that. It is not the soundest money. Christ. With gold have been prized as the planet's premier money, transcending space, time, and cultural differences for the last 5,000 years of its molecular structure periodically shifted. Of course not. Gold doesn't change and remains trusted in nations with the most unpredictable monetary policies, struggling against erratic economic conditions, trust in currencies, and therefore the currencies themselves collapse entirely. Trust doesn't emerge overnight either. Bitcoin has been around 14 years with more than 99% uptime and is still not universally trusted. Although many changes have been made to the protocol after lengthy debate and finding consensus at the network level, its key characteristics, namely its finite supply protected by the cloud of the world's most powerful computing networks, remain the same. Changes, particularly those lacking historical precedent, often invite over the future. Imagine a Fortune 500 company fired its successful CEO and brought in a complete unknown. It doesn't take a genius to predict the impact on its share price. Now imagine an asset's entire value proposition is based on its predictability. That's where Bitcoin is at. So let's see what everybody's saying. Winning, or in this case, tying the Special Olympics still leaves shit at the end of it. Very true. Let's see. So whatever you think about them, it's telling that El Salvador, MicroStrategy, and others went big into Bitcoin and not Ethereum, XRP, Solana, or any other crypto. That's because they're fucking MicroStrategies and... Are we kidding right now? Michael Saylor? Fucking idiots. I can't help that. If he was smart, he would have did what he did, but not in Bitcoin. He's a moron. But that's dead money. Dead money tells no tales, but you do leave a hole in your pocket and you're fucking broke. It don't tell no tales because you ain't got no money to speak. It isn't trying to serve as a platform. So Bitcoin isn't trying to be a world computer. It isn't trying to serve as a platform for legally suspect applications. These goals possibly, oh no, Bitcoin being used for world sex trafficking and all this other crap. Oh, that's nothing, right? These goals possibly admirable in their own right, require an entirely different network, and dramatic changes are to be expected. No. No problem, Defilade. No problem. No. AGI. Sniper. I'm still on YouTube. I just daily from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've done this now, the 184th episode. I've been doing an hour live streams on Twitch to try to get the word out there, and it's easier to do as a platform. I still did a half-hour live stream on YouTube before I started this, 7:30 to 8, but I still do all my updates on YouTube. This is just an added benefit now. More content, that's all. So Bitcoin, on the other hand, is establishing itself as the soundest form of money ever to exist, which is still, it makes no fucking sense. Experimental consensus protocol, it'll never outdo gold and silver, sorry, or precious metals, are completely at odds with its mission. Move slow, break nothing. For now, POS in the form Ethereum is implementing is untested at scale. There are numerous variations of delegated proof of stake currently live, but no blockchain where tens of billions uses quite the same system as Ethereum is moving towards. It's also hellishly risky to switch to proof of stake from proof of work on a live network. That's why Ethereum merge is taking so long. It's been an unstable transitionary period for Ethereum, while Bitcoin's appeal stems directly from its stability. Proof of stake and Bitcoin misunderstanding are malintent. Given the fact that the change the code, not the climate campaign is so fundamentally at odds with what Bitcoin users find to be the network's core value proposition, one has to raise the question, why rock the boat? On the surface, you have environmental groups that share a tunnel vision view on energy use. If its use is electricity, and we don't like the application it needs eradicating, given that Greenspace and the Environmental Working Group see no value in Bitcoin. Wow, this is a long but very needed. Groups see no value in Bitcoin anyway, potentially killing what makes the network special in order to forward their agenda poses no issue. For them, policing energy based on what they subjectively hold to be useless or detrimental is perfectly acceptable. Now we come to Ripple. Ripple, of course, is the company behind the XRP cryptocurrency, presumably believes its own stab at digital money has a lot to gain from Bitcoin's demise. A conspiratorial take, perhaps, but given Ripple's own actions in the crypto industry, which have always revolved around cozying up to existing financial institutions and providing them the tools to protect the status quo, suspicions are warranted. We can speculate as to Ripple's true intentions, but one thing is certain. Similar attacks on Bitcoin will get louder as Ethereum's merge approaches, and make no mistake, they are an attack against Bitcoin. A video on the Change the Code, not the Climate website states the cost of Bitcoin is almost nothing. Yet hundreds of millions of Bitcoin users, myself included, disagreed the cost of Bitcoin is everything. Rick Delaney is a senior crypto analyst at OKK. This is just the author who gives a shit. So that's something I really wanted to read. I think that's fascinating. I'm surprised it just came out not too long ago. SEC charges 4 Sage founders for operating $300 million Ponzi scheme. So, it's a quick read, and then we'll go back into the charts real quick. The Securities and Exchange Commission charged 11 individuals running a cryptocurrency pyramid and Ponzi scheme targeting retail investors globally. The scheme, called Forsage, solicited over $300 million from investors in the USA and elsewhere. The 4 founders, Vladimir Okotinkov, Lola Ferrari, Mikhail Sergeyev, and Sergei Masalakov, were amongst those charged. They are believed to be residing in Russia, the Republic of Georgia, and Indonesia. 3 U.S.-based promoters that were responsible for promoting the scheme were also charged. The SEC had initially filed a complaint against the founders in January 2020, who had formed Forsage IO offering customers a chance to deposit money into smart contracts on the Ethereum, Tron, and Binance Smart Chain blockchains. Forsage had operated as a pyramid scheme where old investors earned profits by recruiting new members. It also allegedly had a Ponzi element where assets from new investors were used to pay old investors. Fraudsters ignored warnings. Despite the Philippines and Montana securities regulators issuing a cease and desist order against Forsage in September 2020 promoters, continuing peddling the investment scheme and denying any wrongdoing. The SEC filed a complaint in the United States District Court in the Northern District of Illinois against individuals from Missouri, Idaho, Kentucky, Virginia, Illinois, Florida, and Wisconsin on the grounds of violating securities registration and anti-fraud provisions of federal securities laws. 2 defendants elected to settle the matter out of court and pay disgorgement and civil penalties without admitting or denying culpability. The SEC on the charge. Before the case, the SEC had charged 3 individuals, including a former Coinbase product manager, with inside trading. Interesting. Another link to Coinbase. The 3 individuals abused privileges information about future token listings to line their pockets. Coinbase had warned employees not to disclose this confidential information. Izan Wai, the former product manager, failed to heed the warnings from June 2021 to April 2022, informing his brother, Nikki Well, and friend Samir Rahmani, who earned $1.1 million in illegal profits. The SEC affirmed, definitely, how can I find Tom in that place to copy his... Oh! Here, I'll send you a link in a second so that you can see it. I'll send you a link. And yeah, Sniper, Defilade is a character, but he's definitely very loyal, and he's got a shit ton of information just like you. So I think you'll appreciate what he has to offer. Okay, so let me, I just wanted to grab one thing for the person who asked the question real quick, and then we're going to finish this reading, get into the charts real quick again. And then obviously if you guys have any last second, questions, we can obviously go over those as well. Hold on, I apologize. I'm just, because I got to go on my phone now and get the, I'm just going to do it in the comments so that I don't have to interrupt the stream. But I'm going to share you, Sniper. You got to follow this link, get your money on BitGet, and with the amount of money you use, you're going to get a really nice bonus if you use my link, my partnered link. It increases your bonus from 4,194 to 5,000. But the main thing is you can go into the copy trading section, and you can legitimately follow my copy trades. We've hit 26 out of the last 27. Unfortunately, the numbers are not accurate on my copy trades. I showed everybody when we were up $38, and then I made an 84% copy trade, and then I was up, or down 122, so we're not exactly sure what the errors there are. But nonetheless, you can copy trade me. DAP coin? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. I'll look into it. Let me finish this real quick, and then I'll get back to you on that on the future live stream. The SEC affirmed that some of the 25 tokens traded were securities, placing the perpetrators in violation of security laws, while laws dealing with insider trading. Earlier this month, the SEC launched a probe into Coinbase for trading unregistered securities. Concerning the Forsage case, the acting chief of the SEC's crypto assets and cyber unit said that criminals could not avoid securities laws simply because their schemes are centered on smart contracts and blockchain. The SEC thanked the Filipino and Montana regulators for their assistance in the investigation. So, very, very interesting stuff. A lot of different things are going on. Like, look at this, guys. So, the SEC charges Forsage founders. Then you go to SEC charges 11 in multi-million-dollar crypto pyramid scheme. So, this is talking about Forsage again. So, if you want to go through and you can read on, this is right on TradingView. Go to TradingView News. Good news. There's just a lot going on with all these Ponzi schemes. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is something good, though. Do you guys like XRP? I was going to wait to share this on my YouTube channel in a little bit. But I suppose since you guys are here, I can read this to you. So, it's a little bit of stuff that finally got finalized in London. So they're a payment company, and they're supporting Ripple XRP for their... I'll read it to you guys. So London-based payment company adds support for Ripple XRP. Mercuro, a global payment network, is the latest fintech company to add support for Ripple XRP. And this isn't a very terribly long article. According to a recent announcement, XRP was integrated in the Mercury payments platform, enabling users to adopt the asset class in cross-border payments. Mercuro has integrated XRP, the company tweeted recently. The popular payment provider also used the opportunity to highlight XRP's importance in cross-border payments. Ripple has made waves in the cross-border payments industry powered by XRP. The protocol is used by major banks and facilitate rapid, secure, plus cheap transactions. Ripple initially began as a Ripple Pay in 2004, 5 years before Bitcoin launched, Mercury noted. Mercury has integrated XRP. Ripple has made waves in the cross-border payments industry powered by XRP. The protocol is used by major banks to facilitate. So, it is noteworthy that XRP is not only a cryptocurrency that Mercury recently integrated on its platform. As announced by Mercurio, the fintech company has also added support for Litecoin, Phantom, FTM, Circle, stablecoin USDC, and popular meme-based cryptocurrency Doge. So the features and services, Mercury is one of the fintech companies that rely on cryptocurrencies for cross-border payments. The firm has adopted the nascent asset class due to the enormous opportunities associated with them. Mercurio is looking forward to becoming a major player in the payment sector, and it believes allying with cryptocurrency companies would help it achieve the goal. Since launching in 2018, Mercurio has partnered with various crypto-related firms, including Binance, Bithumb, Bitfinex, Trust Wallet, etc. Meanwhile, the company also supported fiat currencies for cross-border settlements and has gone ahead and added as many fiat currencies as possible. Last month, Mercurio added 9 fiats to the list of supported traditional currencies. Some of the new fiats added last month include the Australian dollar, the Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Danish krone, etc. Mercurio has its headquarters in London. Widespread adoption of XRP outside the U.S. The adoption of XRP in payments has been growing at a steady pace in recent times, while many U.S.-based payment companies have halted support for XRP following SEC's assertion that XRP as security firms outside the United States have continued to adopt the asset class in payments. In May 2022, the Crypto Basic reported the SBI Motors announced that its customers can purchase used cars using XRP. Fascinating. Just fucking fascinated. Defo thanks for the 100 bits. XRP, the biggest shit coin. Oh, trust me, I've seen much shittier coins. If you're an ISO coin, if you're calling it shitty, well, you may be a shitty investigator. But, you know, we call things the way we see them, not necessarily the way we want to see them. Or the way they should be seen. XRP is a shit coin to the retail investor because it's made for big business. But in the end, XRP is going to make you rich. It's just you can't buy it from $1.80. You got to buy it from like 12 cents. So XRP can be the shittiest coin of all times, but if I buy it at 12 cents, let's say throw 3,500 on it, and then it goes up to $1.50, because it always does, or it goes up to $1, you can 10x, and that 3,500